I thought this was absolutely heartbreaking and so beautiful and heart-wrenching because you know that it's rooted in reality, that this is actually things that happened, and the way that the story was told, the way that everything was portrayed, I thought was so beautiful and so, I don't know how to describe it, like heartbreaking is part of it, yes, but also like so touching. And the use of black and white I thought worked really well. I thought it gave a level of respect and honor, and the way that everything was just portrayed and described, and it was like I don't have I'm kind of speechless. I don't have the words for it, I don't think. And I think that it's a testament to humanity and to human beings and to love and to the horrible things that we can do, that we're capable of doing to each other, and that if through all of that we can still tell these stories, the stories of love, the stories of true humanity shining through, I think it's beautiful, but it doesn't take away from the heartbreaking and the horror that exists in a story like this. And I really loved watching this, but like I said, it was very touching and very moving and very heartbreaking.
This film, MAUTHAUSEN, is a dance art film that is about couples being separated at a concentration camp during the Holocaust. They talk about seeing different people forced to waste away from starvation and also being separated from someone you love, and even just separated from human connection in general, and how starved they were for it in so many ways. I think the dance was very poetic and related to what they were talking about, and the piece was very heart-wrenching. It's so horrible what they had to endure, and I think that the things that I mentioned before were very well conveyed in both the song and the dance. I also loved that it was in black and white. It kind of added like a different layer on top of the story.
MAUTHAUSEN. Watching films about the Holocaust is never easy. It's a subject that's still very difficult to deal with. It hits very hard in a person's heart, and I think that will always be the case. And obviously that's what the filmmaker was trying to do with this project, but I think that despite the complexity of the theme and everything, the angle was beautiful because it was about finding love and holding on to it even in the darkest times. The way these prisoners, the man and the woman, stand in front of each other despite all the things they have gone through, and connect just with the view. It's beautiful. And I also like the way the filmmaker elevated this whole thing with the dance sequences, with the things they need to express, because there's as much as beauty in these movements as there is pain. Some of these movements were crazy intense, and you can feel the whole, catharsis they are trying to explore, So, quite an amazing achievement. I love the black and white cinematography and the performances. Both the men and the women, they were very, very good. So, excellent job.
This is eerie and spine-chilling of the reality of how we're not far from what we see amongst our very eyes right now, of loving through a literal gate, so to speak. We see them in familiar concentration camp, like wardrobe and scenery. We get the vibes, we get the feel, and it hits us hard. We get to see that love is within a deep gaze and stare through just a period of time when they get to go touch grass outside on Sunday. They get to have this lovingly stare with, people of the opposite sex on Sundays. And so we get this perspective through this man's eyes of what it's like to love a woman from afar and be so befallen with her and connect with her as they go through this really traumatizing experience that day in and day out. And this is the one thing that holds that little bit of hope that exists, that love that we strive for every day. It's still there, it still exists despite all of the darkness that exists even in these darkest of experiences. Even then, hold on to that hope, because love can be found, and that can be the thing that keeps you going.